there is an energy of somebody blooming here, and so we are going to pull some tarot about it. Hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time seeing my face, my name is Lauren. I am your resident intuitive baddie. And yeah, I have a spread up that I'm gonna pull from. It's called Allowing Yourself to Bloom. I'm getting this energy for myself, but of course, if you're connected to me or if you're drawn to me, that means you are part of a collective or a timeline that is in resonance with mine. So if I'm blooming, you're blooming. It's a 3-card spread, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow the questions on it, and then I'm going to clarify each card with 3 more cards. So that's, I guess, a 12-card spread in total. I am using the Lucid Dream Beginner Tarot deck. This is not the real version, I want to say. And disappointing because the real version is beautiful. It has like this lovely gold foil on all the cards and the sides. This one kind of came as like, it has the foil, but it's like more, it's like colorful, it's more rainbowy, which doesn't look as pretty when it's not in the order of the rainbow. Not that it matters. But yeah, let's get into it. It's funny, for tarot, I don't use this deck often, mainly because, well, in the very beginning I did, just because the really good thing about these decks is that they have little definitions for both the upright and the reverse. So it's really good if you're looking to learn, but after a certain point, it can become a crutch. And tarot really, at the end of the day, is about symbolism, reading the energy of the card and going off of it intuitively. So it's like when you're relying too heavily on the definitions, then it's like you're not really using your intuition, right? Okay. All right, so let's go card by card. What you need to let go of today is Page of Pentacles in reverse. See, already it's like I'm looking, like you can't not look at the definitions at the top, but I mean, Page of Pentacles, pages are childlike energy, so there's a little bit of an immature vibe here. Not just a young energy, but immature. Having to do with you know what, I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to skim over, and whatever words come up for me, if it doesn't come through as whatever I typically read the card as, that's what we're going with. But yeah, you need to let go of mischances, the lack of progress. There's something about procrastination here. You need to let go of that today. Right now. There is a project that you are meant to work on, or you know what? I'm not even getting that it's something that you haven't been working on. There is something that you have been working on, I want to say. And I want to say that you've been delaying it. And I mean, as we go on, we'll find out more, but I'm kind of under the impression that it's something that you've been delaying either because of a perfectionist wound, or you might be scared of the success. Well, I mean, we're going to get into clarifications later, so let me move on. The second part of the thread, something you need to pay attention to. You have the 9 of Swords in reverse. which is the release of over worrying is what I want to say. Let me. So what stands out, that's exactly what I said though. Ending of mental torment. At the bottom, finding help and learning how to deal with any type of anything that's mentally been straining you. So going back to the first card, if you've been overthinking all of your moves and that's what's keeping you delayed, so that's something that is being brought to your attention now, and something that you actively are finding help in making sure that these thoughts gain the awareness that is needed so that we can cope with them, and so that they stop delaying you. And the third part of the spread, what to embrace for full growth, we got the Knight of Swords in reverse, which is interesting because, Knight of Swords, when I think of the Knight of Swords in reverse, it typically has to do with impulsivity, which, is the word there that is standing out to me. Or what it's trying to say is that that's the energy that you're in now, where it's like, at this current energy, you might be by letting your shadow run the program, it's like you're naturally embodying the Knight of, like, the reverse side, the dark side of the Knight of Swords. So what I'm getting to embrace is just acting, or acting. Oh, what's the word that I'm looking for? It's not impulsive. It's like acting on intuition, but that's not the... Okay, I'm not going to sit here and try to figure out the word. If the word comes to me, it comes to me. That's what I'm going to assume that means, is that you're meant to... you're meant to shift the polarity of these attributes of the Knight of Swords. So by embracing the Knight of Swords as its whole, what you're doing is taking the aspects that are already present within you, which could be impulsivity, or not impulsive is the word. What is the word? It's just when you when you make the decision right away. Not when you're decisive, but it's like quick thinking energy. I'm going to assume that you know what I mean. If you know what the word is that I'm looking for, please type it down in the description. But we are going to get into clarifying each card now. Can you clarify the Page of Pentacles in reverse? I also want to note the fact that all of these cards are in reverse does speak to something about your energy your energy either being blocked or needing to go inward. Okay. Oh, I was really trying to only get 3 cards, but you got 4. So you have, so clarifying the Page of Cups, which is what you need to let go of, the procrastination aspect. You have the Hermit in reverse. You have 3 of Cups. You have the Ace of Cups in reverse. And then you also have the 8 of Wands. I'm like, look, I'm still looking for this word in other cards. Okay. So the Hermit can speak to 2 things. It can either be you isolating yourself in a way that isn't healthy, because up in the upright, the Hermit is about going inwards or like seeking truth from within yourself. But in the reverse, it can either allude to isolating out of fear or not necessarily to go inward but to hide, or it can also represent coming out of hermit mode. In the context of this letting go, I'm going to assume that you might have been isolating under the guise of needing to complete this thing, or something having to do with feeling like you're supposed to do it alone. But the next card is the 3 of Cups, which is all about celebrating together and like collaborating, being part of a community. So okay, so yeah, so you're meant to do this with people. Ace of Cups in reverse. You might have felt let down by people in the past. Maybe that's why. Maybe you might have trust issues, I'm getting. And maybe that's why you felt it was better to isolate as opposed to collaborate with people, especially if you've tried to collaborate with people specifically on whatever this is for you. Then, I mean, that makes sense. I totally get that. And then 8 of Wands, something's coming in quick. There is something. It's typically a messenger card. Like a lot of the readers that I watch think of the 8 of Wands as a messenger card, and I do too. So, but what I'm getting is like, it's not necessarily a message coming in fast for you, but the support you need, I'm getting, is what is coming in fast for you. Let me just clarify. At the bottom of the deck, the underlying energy is the Star in reverse. Which is pointing to a lack of faith, or just like a lack of hope in whatever it is that you're doing. But the top energy, the energy at the top is the 6 of Swords. Top of the deck is 6 of Swords. So there is a part of you that already knows that you're meant to move to calmer waters. Oh, I think I'm getting tired, to be honest. We're gonna get through this spread though. But yeah, the 6 of Swords also alludes to transition. So there is a part of you that already recognizes this, or recognizes that this has been happening. So, or happening for you. So allow the support to come in for you. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to give up any rights to the project, or because it doesn't even necessarily, it doesn't mean like business partners or whatever. This could just specifically be, right, this could just be support. This could just be people who want to help you win by just encouraging you. And there's a level of needing to share yourself, and you just have to stop being scared of yourself. Stop being scared of what it is you're going to do. Stop being scared that if you follow through with this, that something else is going to go wrong. I'm also getting that feeling of waiting for the other shoe to drop. You don't need to do that anymore. Okay, continuing on, let's clarify the Nine of Swords in reverse for the things you need to pay attention to. Okay, you have the Hangman in reverse, Knight of Wands in reverse, and Knight of Pentacles also in reverse. Everything is in reverse. In the underlying energy, you have the Ace of Swords on the bottom of the deck, and then you have the Four of Pentacles in reverse at the top of the deck. Okay, so... Okay, Nine of Swords. You need to pay attention to. You need to pay attention to those thoughts. You need to get rid of them. What I'm getting from these cards is, I think these are the thoughts that you are actually having, or were having, with this Nine of Swords energy. These are the thoughts that are needing release, or that you're understanding that you need to release as you're paying attention. Sorry, I was sitting on my things and I was sitting on my feet, or like doing a kneel position on this chair, so I recognized I was cutting my head off. So Hangman in reverse, like the Hangman is looking at things from a different perspective. So in reverse, it's more like victim mentality. So it's just like only seeing from your side. I mean, it could be you, or I'm sure that you have seen this in other people, where someone, or someone is so intrinsically wrong about a situation. However, they choose to die on the hill. Do not die on the hill. That is the Hangman in reverse energy that I'm getting for this spread specifically. Knight of Wands in reverse is a lot like the Knight of Swords in reverse, this impulsive kind of energy, impatience as well, just because those are both much quicker moving cards. And there is... Okay, what's standing out to me? Frustrations, lack of self-control, discipline. I'm getting discipline. You might have a lack of discipline when it comes to either executing or something to do with your work. So yeah, I think I'm getting executing. You might be the type of person to do a lot of the groundwork, but when it actually comes to executing, you might have a lot of excuses. And it's a push and pull, because there's a part of you that's like, oh man, why hasn't this taken off? Like, why do I continue to feel like I'm so behind? But really, it's just making sure that you keep going, that you keep yourself consistent. And then Knight of Pentacles, oh well, all your knights are in reverse. I'm just recognizing the only knight we're missing is the Knight of Cups. Okay, the Knight of Pentacles is like the slowest moving, or the slowest moving knight, and like it typically alludes to a character that's grounded. So in the reverse, off the bat, I mean, I think I've said this already, perfectionism is standing out. So again, what I'm thinking about, or sorry, what it seems that you've been thinking about is just pretty much you delaying yourself because of perfectionism, lack of discipline, having this feeling that maybe there's all these different reasons that are external as to why you aren't able to move forward, but it's really just you. It's really just you being in your own way. Let me go back to the bottom and the top of the deck. So at the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Swords. It's like, that's breakthrough energy. It's new thoughts, which makes sense. Like, there is probably a part of you that feels so restless and is so ready to just change the pattern, especially if this is a pattern that's been going on for a really long time. There's a part of you that is ready to approach this differently. So you might already have an idea, or it's like this is something that's brewing. I mean, bottom of the deck energy is typically the energies that you don't see or that are just underneath the surface. So there is, I think this breakthrough energy is coming for you. If it hasn't already, it's just been brewing, and you might just have to go inwards for this, and you got to get silent so that you can hear so that you can connect to your intuition and you can hear the idea from source. Top of the deck, the energy that you do already recognize is Four of Pentacles in reverse. So the Four of Pentacles in its upright is about holding on too tightly, right? So the reverse, it could actually be overspending. That could actually be with money. Maybe you have invested a lot of money that probably does help move it forward in some sense, but not in the way that you actually needed it to. It's like, I'm trying to think of a good example. If you've ever tried to start a business and maybe you're like, I can't launch until I have a website, let's say, right? But maybe you have a very beautifully functioning Instagram, but or you could be putting things out on Instagram, but you spend all your time and money investing into this website because you think that, or there's something that you're telling yourself where this website is necessary, and it really is. It's like one of those things that maybe a lot of people won't go gravitate towards because most people are on Instagram. That's where, see, there we go. That's the thing coming through. And I think there's a part of you that knows this. I think you've been distracting yourself. The way that you've been delaying and exercising the perfectionism thoughts is by making sure things that are, I guess, in some way obsolete are perfect. And yeah, I think you've spent a great deal of your resources on things that are trivial. Okay, let's get into the clarifying the last card, Knight of Swords in reverse. So remind me what... I am not the best shuffler. You know, this is why I was so insecure about tarot for a while, because I was just like, I cannot shuffle. Oh, that one wasn't so bad. Okay. Clarify the Knight of Swords in reverse. I was gonna say Eight of Swords. Maybe you feel trapped. Okay, beautiful. Ooh, that's nice. Okay, so clarifying the Knight of Swords in reverse, we have the World, the Nine of Pentacles, and the High Priestess. On the bottom of the deck, you have the Page of Wands in reverse. On the top of the deck, you have the Five of Wands in reverse. Okay, so this is what to embrace for full growth. And I was talking about how the Knight of Swords energy, you just need to shift the polarity of these attributes. And what I'm getting is the way to do that is by, okay, there's something you need to integrate. As the World is it's a card of completion. It's the last card in the major arcana. And in coming to completion, completing a cycle means you've learned the lesson, and not only learned the lesson, but you've integrated the lesson. So what that kind of, actually, wait, let me move on with the cards, and then I'll double back to the Knight of Swords in reverse. Okay, so you have the Nine of Pentacles, which is, I would say, one of the most independent cards. Yeah, this card screams independence. Somebody who's able to provide for themselves, somebody who lives a luxurious life, because they're rewarded for their efforts. It's, yeah, and the High Priestess is somebody who follows their intuition. So what I'm getting here is maybe you've already dealt with these things, and what you need to embrace for growth is integrating the lessons you've learned from Knight of Swords. Oh, okay, this makes a lot more sense now. So maybe before, you used to make rash decisions. Maybe you used to move impulsively, or you'd move in such a way where it's like you make quick decisions, not because you were intuitively led, but just because you felt like you needed to make one, or like you needed to be moving, I don't know, to prove to other people that you were moving. And because of that, it's like, I think you've made there are decisions you've probably made that you wish you thought about more, or acted with a little bit more clarity, I want to say. Yeah. So from whatever had happened in the past, the way that you shift to the lighter side of the Knight of Swords, and to become somebody who's just more driven, ambitious, somebody who is quick on their feet when it comes to making a decision, it's all about how you integrate those lessons, because integrating those lessons is going to give you is going to allow you to embody this Nine of Pentacles energy, where you can be self-sufficient. And again, it's kind of drawing me back to the clarification of the first card of the Page of Pentacles in reverse, when I had pulled the Three of Cups, and I was saying that it doesn't necessarily have to be some sort of partnership. Sorry, I saw 30:30 on the timer. It doesn't necessarily have to be that you need to collaborate with somebody. It's more so about allowing yourself to receive support in whatever capacity you might need support, emotional, just resources. It's like a lot. I feel a lot of resources coming to you. I'm getting that it's resources through people, but for resources, not to share the project. And yeah, it's all about connecting to your inner knowing, connecting to the part of you that the part of your soul that already knows where to go, because you came down on here. You came down to this plane of existence, to Earth, so that you could move through this journey and bring whatever it is that you're doing into fruition. Going back to the underlying energy here, you have the Page of Wands in reverse. So a lot of self-limiting beliefs. Anything else stand out to me there? Well, I mean, I think for all pages in reverse, it speaks to some sort of immaturity. So, I mean, it really could have just been that, like, this is something you were meant to go through, you know? I'm getting that you need to give yourself grace for the times that you made any decisions that weren't favorable at the time, because you needed those lessons in order to learn how to operate better now. The top of the deck energy, which is the energy that you are aware of, is the Five of Wands in reverse. So Five of Wands, typically in its upright, I am reaching the end of my rope if you can't tell. It has to pretty much do like with conflict, clashes of egos. I don't see it as much in this card, but in the other deck that I use, I typically like to think of it as like when there's too many chefs in the kitchen, and it's like you have too many opinions around you. So it's like in the reverse, yeah, it goes back to that Three of Cups over there, and whatever it was that made you feel like you needed to isolate or that you couldn't trust anybody, you recognize that there's a level of you needing to be in cooperation with others, and that you need to release any tension when it comes to working with other people, whether that is literally with other people, like making amends with other people, or just making amends with the trust issues in your own heart. Yeah, this is something that you already recognize. Okay, so I am just going to get one more card for you. I'm looking at my Mushroom Spirit Oracle deck. I haven't finished my series, but there's only 6 cards left, so I can use the majority of the deck to get a message, and it's just those 6 cards aren't meant to be that message for you. So what can I send the viewer off with? They know what to do. Turkey tail, block. I'm like, do I read the... I think I'm going to just skim the definition. I know that turkey tail has to do... Turkey tail is the one that is really effective in block... I don't need a book. Turkey tail is one of those mushrooms that is really effective in helping reduce the effects of cancer, I believe, because it releases properties that block the cancer from growing. Now I kind of want to just look anyways. Let me just skim it. Yeah, let me just skim it just in case there's another, or there's a message in there. Yeah, basically it's talking about removing anything that is standing in your way. And yeah, that's pretty much what this spread is about, is all these negative thoughts and all these ways that you've been standing in your own way. It's time to release them. It's time to notice them, and it's time to stop letting that affect you, and stop allowing... It's just time. It's time for you to get whatever it is that you're doing out there. It's been time, I think, you've known, but there's something about this energy that is really potent and really now. Your journey has really allowed you to grow into the role that you need to be or need to embrace to really take this thing as far as it can go. So really and truly forgive yourself for any time that you feel like you've lost, and remember that everything is in divine timing. So everything was meant to happen as it was supposed to. You couldn't have learned any other way, and that is okay. Embrace that and keep it moving. Thank you. I really hope you enjoyed the spread. I hope it resonated with you. If you would like to work with me in any of the capacities of the services that I offer, tarot, conscious life planning, if you're in Toronto and you want altered state guidance, hit me up. Find me in the description. I don't know if you need wedding planning advice too. I don't know. I don't think many of the people here care for that. So yeah, anyways, if you don't want to work with me and you stayed this long, I just want to say thank you for staying this long and for listening to me. I hope it resonated. Until next time, goodbye.